Hello. May we interrupt?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hi.
Hello.
We're sampling some Beaujolais Nouveau.
Oh, it looks.
That's true.
I have to admit, I had a little sip earlier, and it is delightful.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yes. So, Michael and David, you have been taking us all around Paris and France, and now where are we right now, and who are we with?
Well, we are in the village, I believe the village of Fontainebleau. Did you
Yes, I did. I did tell them that.
Fontainebleau.
Yes.
Fontainebleau.
say it?
Okay, so I said it wrong.
Fontainebleau.
Fontainebleau.
I can't do that. Say Mississippi. Well, we're really fortunate to have for a virtual doll convention, Tale of Two Cities, which of course Paris is the part of the Tale of Two Cities. And we had a request to have the French expert. So here he is, Francois Feimer.
Hello, Francois.
And behind
Hello.
every great man is a woman, and the woman is Danielle. That's what we say. It's
Yes,
true.
it's
It's true.
Absolutely.
And for those of you who don't know who they are, they have written groundbreaking books. The French Encyclopedia of Dolls 1 and 2, the Hire book, the French fashion book, the Jameau book, Brew book, Bluette book. Yeah. Is there any book on French dolls you haven't written yet?
Yes, about Steiner.
Steiner. Okay, so you've got one
Yeah.
left. But aren't you working on a Bébé book?
Yeah?
Yeah.
With Steiner.
With
the
Steiner.
story of
Okay,
Steiner.
okay. But is that going to be encyclopedia or?
No, will be
On Steiner.
biography on Steiner, biography
Okay.
on Steiner, and a general biography of the babies,
Okay.
French babies.
Okay. All
French
right. So you
articulated
don't,
babies.
you're always busy working.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
we always be.
So we asked, because they had to travel to meet us, we asked them to bring some very special things. And Francois is a collector and Danielle is a collector. And we wanted them to bring something that was very, very special and that people don't really have an opportunity to see except in museums. Am I wrong?
Mostly,
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't see in a museum. Never I see.
Never in a French museum?
In collection, but not in museum.
In private collections.
Yeah,
Okay.
private collection.
So do you want to tell them what they are?
That's what I show here. It's little boxes. It's boxes covered with leather. See, and was created in the 17th century, and it's really handcraft.
So 17th century, 16,
Yes.
50s, 60s.
And yeah, and
We call them overlays, yes? Do you need some
Yeah.
light on this?
Oh, thank you. Yep. that
Oh,
helps.
wow.
That
Put
helps
some
a lot.
light on the
Yes,
subject.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
So what they basically are, Francois, is that these are paintings.
real paintings,
Miniature
paintings from women, young ladies, men, and also ladies in how you say
Full figure.
Full figure, yeah. Mostly busts, but full figures too. And to play with, they made little plates of mica. This is a stone painted over, and
Thank you.
It's almost like glass, isn't it?
exactly, it's like a glass, and you put it over the figure, and you change it. And so you have many of these plates, and you can change, and it becomes a game. And the name in the past was Metamorphose.
Okay.
Metamorphosis. That's the name of this kind of.
Could we call it a transformation too? Would that, is that correct too?
Yeah, to post
Change,
And
metamorphosis.
disguise. Disguisement as well? Disguise.
Yeah, it's some disguise, but mostly it's disguise.
You have a lot of words in the French language, don't you?
That's true. That's true. That's
And we
absolutely
use
true.
some of them as well.
Yes.
And see, for the little one is Sam. You change, and you can change in winter dresses, summer dresses, or disguise.
Disguise.
Un homme ou femme.
And man or woman. Man here, woman, woman.
Ben, les femmes peuvent se transformer en homme.
But and men, yes, and
This one
women
is
can
so
be
beautiful.
changed disguise in men too.
I mean, this
Why don't you
is this
touch
is to me this is as fine as any painting that you'll see in a museum.
Oh, it's a matter of earrings and a hat.
Now
some
she's the
jewelry.
queen.
Oh,
There's the
wonderful.
queen.
Yeah.
Exactly, you can change. And some in the bed. I have also. She's like sleeping in the bed.
Oh wow! Oh, that's fantastic.
It's so different.
Oh, that's when she becomes. She's a male. There's a mustache painting.
Oh yeah, she becomes
I think it
male.
might be the other way. Try it the other way and see if it's a better fit.
Oh yeah, that is.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
she's a he.
Yeah. Oh, and here just add a little simple neck scarf. Or yeah, that's charming.
Oh, and then here's Masquerade.
Very funny. And they play also day long when they was in theater, or they could play with
that's
these
fantastic.
little.
That is
It was a
wonderful.
little game.
Yeah.
And you have some picture from the time. If you look engraving, you have man or woman who have this little box in the hand. So we presume some show it also this game in
This
some
has so
in her
many,
living.
so many separate pieces.
Yeah, mostly 15.
15?
for each.
That's
Oh,
average.
and then nun.
each one.
A nun.
None, yes.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's spectacular.
So this was what we would call this in America parlor art.
Yeah.
So it was for the salon to play,
Exactly.
to amusement.
Oui, c'est ça.
It was never for children.
And was fashion.
Never for children.
No, never for children. Because children at this time has no importance. There was in France, children become known in the society only end of the 18th century with Rousseau, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He discover such
Was he a
children.
psychologist?
No,
Or,
Rousseau was a philosopher.
okay.
Jean-Jacques
Philosopher.
Rousseau.
Philosopher.
Yeah, and he wrote a book about the children. And since then,
Education.
the look from the people to the child was different.
The development.
Yeah, because before was a young adult,
Right.
and after that, he has his own
Childhood. And we had that in our culture too. So, we do follow what you do.
Sure, because we are more older.
You are definitely more older.
So these things are quite hard to come by. I mean,
But to find
Yes, to find these,
very
yes.
difficult. You have
On cherche plus, nous.
no, I don't look to
We
find
don't look
because
at this time.
because
Beaucoup
I have
d'anneaux.
so many, and I have all the.
Well, I think you have all of them.
Not all. No. I saw every time the advertisement on this kind of item, but I don't buy it more because I have all. I have the man, I have the
Full figure.
full figure, and the bust and the little one.
we
And
have
that's all.
these in paper.
Yes. It's very
What did
common
they date
in paper.
in paper? What did they date?
But they're 18th century.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
these are
beginning,
just
I also have it in paper.
so special on the mica.
Yeah.
It's just
My
fabulous.
cashmere.
But
And
I think, is this perhaps the rarest one, a man?
maybe anyway the rarest one from all them, because to find a man is unbelievable. It was ridiculous mostly.
Because it's not as fun to do
No.
change the clothes of a man as it is
But,
as the ladies.
Yeah,
Can we see some of his items?
I'll
Can
do
be
it.
with
I'm in the right.
mask. He has very nice
look at-
dresses.
Commedia dell'arte.
Yeah. Well, Arabian also. And
Oh,
Cardinal.
Caesar, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something.
And this one, Cardinal. That's very funny also. See?
Oh, that's funny.
It's
that's funny.
fantastic.
So these are, you, in your book on the court dolls,
Yeah.
which you have here,
I show them.
they're in your book.
And I give us a story about
Yes.
for a whole story, and I add a little page.
Like mica.
like mica, but it's plastic, and you do it over, and you can
Modern
see
mica.
four of them.
This is a really wonderful book, and it's on the court dolls,
yes, on the
but
court
then this is part of the book.
Yeah, that is the second part, yes,
Don't
the
you think
curiosities.
these are like a royal toy for nobility?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
the
because,
wealthy people.
Exactly. Poor people could not buy it. Imagine to make a miniature, like a so fine painting, it's unbelievable. So only a rich court people or nobility could afford to have that. And was one shop in Paris who do with them. His name was Savin. That is just what because we make research, who created that. And he has success with these little items, and he sell it to the Parisian people.
Okay.
And his name was, the name on this thing was Metamorphosis
Okay.
in his advertisement.
So do you think it's probably possible that this lady, this might actually be the portrait of the owner, that he could have done it
That is
custom?
possible. It's possible because some of them on the box, on the leather box, have inscription.
Okay.
And we find one who was sold in America, who is written that was owned by a lady who looks like exactly
Je pense que
this lady. And
She
mostly,
looks like a Georgian wooden, doesn't she?
yeah, and mostly they look it like. But don't forget, at this time the lady was looking same. From the nobility, because fashion it was not like today. All the nobility had same fashion, and so sometimes it was change his eyes or haircut. That's
It's
all.
the same
But
hairstyle.
you think when you look at the little miniature that is same lady. There's many lady. Every is different, and you right to think it's
Well,
possible that's
he could have painted everything except the facial features and
Exactly.
done that
Yeah.
last.
That's-
Because there's in America there's the saying this will cost you an arm and a leg, because when you had your portrait done, if you wanted your arms in it or your legs in it, you had to pay extra. So an arm, that's
extra.
extra. So it could be.
Could be, yeah.
So he could have had a good little business,
Absolutely.
like a passport photo booth, of the time.
Photo anyway exists a long time, end of 20th century.
But he could do it quickly and.
That interests me also in another part because, we speak here about a lady, but you speak about photography by example. But before the photography, you had in Paris a machine who makes silhouettes, and people was recognized by this drawing made by a machine who was looking you of the side. It was a drawer. Yeah, on the side, only profile, and that was identity pictures for the people at this time, and was two machines in Paris who created that. There's another part of the story of this kind of things, but that's long time before the face profile, the profiles, and before the photography. Long time before.
So you're not collecting these anymore, is that what you're saying?
I collect them. I have them.
I was just going to tell the audiences, you can have some. He's not collecting them anymore.
No anymore. No.
If you had something different, you would buy it. Something different. than what you have.
Something who look. I have one more who is not here, with a glass, mirror inside. Mirror and the lady and the little Mikas. That's the only one.
So you bought these all over the world,
Yeah, all
not
over
just
the world.
No.
because
But mostly it's Paris.
Mostly Paris.
30 years.
for 30 years. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about collecting. You have to put the time in it to get the collection. It doesn't happen in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and that is also funny because here you have many. I can show you about 13, but to have 13, you need so many years.
You do.
And people, it's not rare because you have 13. No. How? You can years and years you don't find one.
We've only in our career only ever had one,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
sold it to you.
Exactly. It's
But,
very difficult to find.
Well,
It's true.
Francois, thank you for sharing these with us.
It's a
And
pleasure.
we're going to be back in a second because we're going to drink a little bit of wine, and then we're going to look at a doll because everybody loves a doll.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Cheers
Bye-bye.
to dolls.
Here's to dolls. We are so fortunate. Those of you that do not have this book and are interested in Hires, you need to run out and get one today. And we'll give you a link so that you can order one yourself. This is the Bible for Hire dolls. And we are so fortunate that Danielle agreed to bring her most favorite Hire today to share with all of you. And I am, as we say in America, pea green with envy.
Oh,
Yes.
green.
Pea green with envy. So here she is. And
She's the cover girl.
she's the cover girl, and I know what I like about her, but why don't you tell us what you love about her?
What you love about her?
The body,
You love the body?
because the face is very nice, but we can find so nice face.
You can't
on
find
another.
that with those big eyes.
But with this
Those eyes are
body-
huge. They're huge. Look at them.
Big eyes, yeah. Very big eyes.
Very big eyes. But it's the body that's attractive to
It's
you.
wonderful.
Oh.
I don't know other body like that.
And the
At this time, we don't find another
Another
doll
one like that.
with this body.
So it's a one of a, you think a one of?
At this time, cannot know.
Yeah.
We cannot say it's
Or
one of the
possible.
kind. But at this time, I don't know another doll with this body, with these hands.
It is Biscan.
Biscan.
It's from the period Le Moine.
By Le Moine.
It's 80-60.
it's wood.
80-60.
This is wood.
Yes.
And the head.
All the body is wood.
Wood, and the head fits right down into the body.
Yes.
No shoulder.
Is that the
It's
picture?
the only one we know of this period.
Nude.
Of this period
This
Le
is our
Moine.
body.
David, could you light that? Do you have your light handy?
I
So
do.
that we're making do here. We're in a nice cafe that they opened for us, so we don't have all of
Thank
our
you.
lights and things.
Page 204, everybody, if you have the book. How wonderful.
And this, I think this is great that you took this to your
It's
doctor
Yes.
and he.
So we know
Right.
how it's
to-
inside. But
Because you see not outside.
Yeah.
You see not what is inside. And we
That's
see how
fantastic.
it's fixed. And the perfection of the style
body.
of the body is very rare. Because if you look at the ones, it's not so.
Sorry.
That's
perfect like that.
parce que celle qu'on a avant,
This one is not. It's not same. It's more long here, but that one is very.
It's very special.
Yeah, very special.
And then with the bisque little hands.
yes.
Metal hands.
And I noticed it looks like the neck, it doesn't have that, sometimes it has the long rod.
Yeah.
So they've changed it a little bit, haven't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, she said in her picture that she changed every time things.
Yes.
She, in her patent, she said, by example, on the Gutta Perca,
80-62.
in 1862, she write in her patent that we do the Gutta Perca body, but sometimes also with hand,
Hands.
moving hand.
Moving hand.
I never so I said in the book, we never thought that anyway. But
See?
since we find two,
Okay.
so
Is this book in French only? Is that correct?
No, it's French and English.
yeah, I had the English edition, but so
It's sold out.
Yeah.
English is
So
sold
we
out.
have,
But what, in
but we
French?
made a little booklet
Translation?
translation. Yeah,
Ah, very good.
We make one.
Well, it's worth it for the photos.
Oh, it is.
I mean, just to
Absolutely.
see the photos,
The
it's worth
wonderful
it for it,
colors.
even if you can't read it.
Doll's costume is fantastic too.
That one.
So we have a wonderful face,
Sure.
and the thing about it is she's. I mean, I wish
She's so
I wish the attendees could be here. In life, the face is so beautiful, and not everything photographs perfectly, but it's such a beautiful face. And then look at those dewy eyes.
That helps. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
great.
she's just magnificent.
Yeah.
And then what
Classic,
I love
really.
is
Classic.
tell us about the clothes, because I think the dress is just
Perreux.
amazing.
By Bereux.
Mademoiselle Bureau.
Burrow, yeah.
You can organize
Et
Bereux
les chaussures, Huret.
as of making.
Huret
Huret shoes.
No fault in the how we say couture.
Ah oui.
Couture when you nail, everything is perfect. Everything's inside. She has also underwear
You know your own.
all by Bereux,
Bereux dress.
by Mademoiselle Bereux.
But Hurets are your specialty, is that correct, Danielle?
Danielle's, that's Danielle's.
Your first love. Is
Your
that your
first-
main love, the Hurets?
Yes,
Yes.
the first after.
Yeah. I noticed that your name is first on the book, so Danielle and Francois. So that says a lot.
That's right.
We didn't mind. Now you say to us.
Yeah. Ladies first. And then, of course, she has wonderful shoes.
Huret shoes?
Huret shoes that are just
Designed by Huret.
exquisite.
Funny, we discovered you know the label Huret on the dolls. We discovered a fake on fake.
Sur une véritable poupée.
On a real Huret doll,
a
fake ball.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you recognize it because the French is not the correct French. Written boulevard with a T, and boulevard has a D.
Yeah.
And
It's called spell check, people.
so take care if you find a bond who is. It's the Huret was perfect. The body is the head, but why to put fake?
Well, it's kind of like if you have a masterpiece. It doesn't need a label on it
Exactly.
to tell.
You're
But then when you
right.
put the fake thing on it, it negates the
Absolutely, complete
It makes it
yes,
worse.
We are so
Yes.
So we could not understand why people put this fake label on, but
I don't know.
because the doll alone is good.
Yeah.
And on the beginning, people ask me, said, "You specialist on Huret, tell us, is that a real fake?" So we had to look, because you have under the signature and the address, you have a Napoleon image and something's written around. But that was not written, it was just little tips around. And so when we look, the French writing was fake.
Incorrect.
Totally incorrect, and you cannot see it if you're not French.
Yeah.
And even if you're French, made mistakes in your autograph.
Well,
you cannot see it.
you're
You
looking
don't
at something quickly.
Yeah, exactly. You
Everybody,
cannot see- and it's
but
wonderfully.
everybody
made.
makes mistakes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it can and it can pass through. So, what is your? I think that you've done so much research. I mean, really backbreaking research. How do you? I mean, when you started this, you knew that you were going to research Huret, so that made that fairly easy. But in your books, you have a lot of very obscure makers. How did you find all the information? What's your process to do that?
French archives, documentation in the French archives.
Many archives.
Many.
Not only one, but many archives.
Today it's easy.
It's easier
Fine.
now.
It's very easy because you have internet.
Internet.
And everything is mostly on internet. But imagine, we wrote that only 10 years ago, by example. You have to find the document, to go to the archives in
And you have to
Dusty,
wait.
and to wait that the people
To
who want
go in
will be so nice to give you the book you are looking for. So she take hours and hours in this archives and was rewrite. You can not
Because they
to
wouldn't let
make
you
a
copy.
score. No.
No, and you didn't have the phone to go click, click, click
Exactly,
to
yeah,
do
like-
it quickly.
like-
Which
Today it's so easy
So
to make a
easy,
search. For us, it was crazy. So people say, at the time, say it was very admire, but today you have not to admire. If you know what you look for, you can find it, and more faster as we do it in the past to find.
and that may be true, but you too should get the credit in the doll world for putting it together, because we use your work. Many people use your work to run our business and to daily we use.
So basically, you're saying it's time for a thank you.
Well, it's time for a thank you for people to be appreciative of the work that you've done.
Yeah.
That's why
You know,
we wrote.
Yeah. But I mean, we do appreciate that, and
We understand.
I think you're more appreciated in America than you are in
Yeah.
France. You know, there's a prophet is always
Yeah.
appreciated in the other land than
Yes,
their own land.
certainly, and also certainly more in the past as today, because today I think I use computer to do my book, but in the past we don't, we had not. So
No,
that
I know that you did that hard
that's
work.
very, and hard work. Not me, you know. We worked together. So she was to the archives, bring to home all the documents she found that she copied, because you copied also with the hand. We had no scan, no, and sometimes just photocopy. And after that, when everything's come to home, I have to dispatch everything to make together, to find the little ones, to make the big one, to make the story. One step to step. So that is a hard work, but a funny one.
I mean, you've done a lot of work where it's basically from the maker's birth to their death.
Yeah, sure.
And I
Like
mean,
we are working at the moment with Steiner,
Yes.
from the beginning to the end, because it's like us. All these makers have a life. So that means they start with something, maybe after they change their mind, like Jumeau, when he was older, he gave it up and enter in photography, art, how we can say that?
development.
Yet, another field.
Yes.
Another field. Change from the doll to the photography. Bru, same, also from the doll to piano. So that is, friend, that is only life. Some die early. And Steiner, by example, he was a fantastic man. And he was better as Jumeau. Better as Jumeau because he was the first one. He is the father of the baby. And he put out from France the German dolls. He made a lithography with, you see, a little baby.
Oh yes, I've seen it.
Fresh German doll. But also he was half, he was from Switzerland. He came one day to France and he starts. And he has his life. That is a business, and also part of the life. So his life is really, really dramatic. Very, very dramatic story. And this dramatic, I studied too, to understand how it interferes in his life. But all his imagination, you know.
Well, all the
People can thinking is different, because he's used a way to grow up, and in my feeling, but maybe somebody who rereads the document use another way and said, no, maybe he do it that every way possible. It's exactly when you make a biography on my Canadas. Something's happened to you, what happened after?
nobody will care.
Yeah, but somebody will say, yeah, he do that after because that happened. Others say, no, there was no influence for him, he continued and do it because that. So and anyway, you understand, it's different, it's a feeling.
When do we estimate that the Steiner book will be ready?
Is starting since so long time and stop it and restarting. So I hope next year.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
I hope next year. Because it's not a Steiner story will be making crying people. When they read the story of Steiner, they will cry.
You mean,
Oh yes, it's a terrible, terrible story. He died poor in an hospital in Paris, in south of Paris.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
But I mean, if you think about it, think about all these people that put these seamstresses that made these dresses and the workers that made these dolls and Steiner that invented them. They have to be smiling somewhere when someone pays,
At the time?
$10,000 for a doll.
Today,
they would be smiling.
Today,
Yes.
it's like painter. Some painter died, and her life long they had no money.
Yeah.
But when they
I don't
die,
even think it's about the monetary value. It's about the beauty.
It's the beauty.
And they buy them for a reason because they appreciate the beauty, the innovation. I think Steiner has to be the most innovative of the makers.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Innovator.
Jumeau succeed.
But he was not as strong as Jumeau, not as strong. strong. But Jumeau
pas un
was
industriel.
somebody who
A good salesman,
promoter,
good promoter.
good promoter, good salesman.
C'est un homme d'affaires.
And international man. He stood in America, so he knows the work. He knows his work.
C'est un homme d'affaires.
But he was a businessman, a real businessman. Steiner not
Steiner
a
was not a
businessman.
businessman.
And that's
That's the
why he
difference.
had a problem. He was a little company. Big but little, and he invent so many things. But also he follow a way, and this way, and he was an honest man, very honest. It's terrible to when you compare with other one or businessmen, who have no care on some things, And Jumeau, he was a good one. Yeah, his name is everywhere, but. He covered Steiner. Steiner has to be. He find his new. We said les lettres de noblesse. I mean, we have to find for him his real position in the whole world. For me, he is not far from the one. He's really the man. For the bébé, we have the poupée and the bébé. Poupée are women
ladies.
In miniature, ladies, and babies are child. And child come only in Europe at the recognizing of childhood come only of the end of the 18th century and beginning of the 19th, and he takes away, Steiner takes away of the baby. He was the first one who created the baby before Jumeau, because he made, remember, that was Mochman style, Mochman style, we say that, but it's German one, Mochman.
Taufling or...
Taufling, yeah, but the first of Steiner was a Japanese baby.
What would you call that? What would you call that in French?
What?
I mean, the Taufling or Mochman, what would be the correct?
Is Jumeau the first one to term it, bébé, though? Who termed?
What would you call that?
Who created the term?
The term,
bébé?
it's difficult. That's very, very interesting that I will to try to explain in the book. The term of bébé appear in France only 1841 in the dictionary. 1841. That means before the Second Empire, and the term comes. Dictionary. I don't believe completely the dictionary because something is wrong. He said it comes from baby from England, because at the time was wax babies who come at the fashion, and was killing babies, threatening babies in France.
In the past, of all of your books that you've done, the ones that you've done in the past, what is the one that you're the most proud of? Courtauld.
Yeah, I'm more proud. I'm really proud of that, because I had also a historian from France who send me emails or letters that they appreciate really what I said, and I speak about different
That's what he was
different positions.
That's why he
I speak about different things, not only the Courtauld. I have many other
And
things
this is the
inside.
book. So you have these for sale too, don't you?
Only few.
Only few left. Okay. So, and you've got all kinds of goodies in it. So
It's full of
they can order this too.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
sure,
but you don't have that many left.
No.
So this was your love to do this.
Love today.
Yeah. The other might have been hard work.
Yeah.
But this was your pleasure.
Yeah, after his encyclopedia, but that one is really the one I love. Like my baby.
Well, it's
Speaking
wonderful
of pleasure,
to have you here, and you're always fun, and we always learn so much. You're our good buddies.
Thank
We
you.
do in
Thank you.
America,
Thank you.
but we'll kiss later.
Do you have a website where they buy the book, or where can they go?
Yeah.
We'll put a link in it.
Yeah.
In this,
We'll put a link.
We'll put a
Okay.
link in it.
With my name, they find it.
You can find
You
him. It's
Google
not
him,
a
you'll
problem.
find him.
Thank easy on it.
we found him in Fontainebleau today.
That's right. What a wonderful place, and what a wonderful country. And thank you for all you do for dolls. We all appreciate it.
It's really a pleasure, Michael. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Are we gonna
We're
hit the
signing
road?
off.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.